Welcome back. My name is David Hopper. This is part of a larger series of videos that follow the alphabet from A to Z to help us launch new ministries, new campuses, and new churches. Today, we'll be talking about G for giving. How do we raise money? As you start something new, you need the capital to get it off the ground. This is my least favorite thing to talk about, but it is probably one of the most important. This chapter took me longer to write than any other one in the series, mainly because I kept putting it off. I don't like asking people for money. I don't want to be about money, but I know that money is a key part of launching this new thing. So let's start with a picture. And this picture in your head is of a hearse pulling a U-Haul. Now, imagine you're at that funeral and the hearse pulls up with this U-Haul in the back. Just let it sink in for a moment. How ironic is that picture? It is important for everyone in this world to understand that this picture is not reality. We come into the world with nothing and we will leave with nothing. Some people talk about legacy. I have found the ones with real legacy in our world are tragic. And once you go past a couple hundred years, it is real tragic if you are remembered. It's people like Hitler who've done these horrible things to our world. That's who we remember. I can't even name a president past a few years ago unless it was Lincoln. And once America disappears, so will his legacy. Every empire eventually falls and all the legacy goes with it. What about inheritance? We love to talk about inheritance, but many times it does more harm than good for the families that receive money from a dying parent. How many of you personally know of a family that was ripped apart because of inheritance? I know of several in my own family. The stats are 1 in 3 who receive money this way blow it. The Forbes list of 400 of richest Americans, 67% started with 0. You really have to let that stat sink in. All those people, and there's many with head starts, millions given to them with an already made company, and most of their stories end badly. We need to stop thinking that we acquire money so we can give our kids a head start. We talk about money that brings safety. Well, as you get more money, do you feel safer? How about comfort? And don't make me pull all the stats of happiness based on how much money you have. I have found, and stats will prove this as well, we never quite have enough money for what we want. What's my point with all this? This is supposed to be about raising money, right? Not why we should stop chasing it. Here's the point. You are not hurting people by asking them to invest into what you are doing. In fact, you might be helping them. Money is a tool. Money can be a crutch. So you're helping people use their money to make a difference in this world. And of course, that kind of depends on what you're actually launching. But most of the time, people have pretty altruistic reasons for starting something new, especially what we're talking about here. We want to make the world a better place. Don't feel bad about asking for money to make that happen. Most likely, you're actually helping those who have money do better things with it. Things that make a difference. When I launch churches, I usually start with a testimony of someone who has experienced incredible joy with giving. Not just the stories of what happens with the lives we change, but those who gave. They have seen their giving not only make a difference in what they're giving to, but in their own life as they became generous. Their life improved in ways far beyond what money can do. This is the first key to raising money. Tell compelling stories. If you cannot show how the money's going to make a difference, don't ask for it. If you cannot give examples of how the money makes a difference, don't ask for it. If you cannot explain how someone's life will be better because they are giving, don't ask for it. You need to believe that this will help what you are launching, but will also help the one giving. Always have a reason for someone to give that is about them as much as what they are giving to. With launching churches, I use the Bible to show how giving is far more about them as the giver than what they're giving to. In fact, I would say it's probably about 90% about what you give and 10% to what you're giving towards. I would explain how we love to talk about prayer in the Bible. Even if you don't know Jesus, you hate church, you think Christians are a bunch of hypocrites, we still want to talk about prayer in our tragedies, right? The Bible talks about prayer about 500 times, but the Bible talks about money and possessions over 2,300 times. It's as if God knew that we would struggle with the habit of giving far more than the habit of prayer. So he really tried to help us understand the importance of it. The Bible talks about a tithe, which literally means a tenth. It's that first tenth of everything that comes in that you say, God, I would have nothing without you. 90% of what I have and 10% of God and making sure I'm right with you is way stronger than me just keeping 100% to myself and doing this my own way. Then the Bible talks about offering. This is when you go above that 10% to those special things. You may give 10% to the church, but you go above and beyond to nonprofits and other things that you believe in. Maybe the church is doing some kind of new building, a new project, a new leader that they're adding, and they ask for a little more. That's an offering. But you know what the Bible talks about the most? It's the extravagant gift. Those are all the times when someone was giving half their property to a movement. This is when the lady gave her last 2 pennies and Jesus said she gave more than anyone else here because she gave all she had and she will be blessed for it. It wasn't about the amount. It was about the belief in her. It's okay for us to ask for the extravagant gift. The Bible has more stories like that than anything else. God knows that money is a tool. And it's better when people use that tool to make a difference in our world. Many people cannot do what you're doing or launching what you're launching. This gives them a chance to be a part of it. It's a gift for them to join you in this. Approach it with that kind of confidence. Which brings us to the second key. It has to be a partnership. Make those who give partners in what you're doing. A great way to think of this is in the act of marriage. You can love someone, you can say you're committed to them for life, you can tell everyone how great this person is and how much you like to hang out with them, but a marriage ceremony is this public confession of commitment that says, through the good and the bad, the rich and the poor, we're in this together. I'm making that kind of commitment. Lots of people are going to tell you how great you are, how much they believe in you. They will be great cheerleaders. They might even show up to 1 or 2 of your events. But when someone puts money into what you're doing, they are partnering with you. They are committing at a personal cost to say, I want this thing to be stronger, and I'm willing to go through the struggle, the good and the bad, to be a partner with you. Like a marriage commitment. They're committing with money and saying, I really do believe in this, so I'm willing to sacrifice something of myself. That difference is huge. Approach raising money like this. You are creating real partners this way, and it is important to have real partners, not those that just pat you on the back and say, good job, and those are a dime a dozen. You'll have lots of those. You want real partners. Key number 3, give a compelling vision. Now that sounds a lot like the first key, tell compelling stories, but the difference is the first one's about getting the giver excited and motivated to be a generous person. This one's about presenting a vision that people want to give towards. The best way to do this is by putting something awesome into people's hands that show your plan. This shows those giving you actually know what you're doing and you have a plan to accomplish what you're saying. Here is an example of what you may give someone. Page 1 has a graph showing why we need this new ministry or this new church. Why another church? Well, let me show you with this graph. The next page, it may talk about your mission, your core values, your strategies, all the stuff that we've built so far. You may have a page that has the FAQs and it gets ahead of some of those things that you notice people are going to ask about this particular area or this ministry. You might have another page that has on-ramps for ways that people can join you. You can build this thing a lot of different ways, but it's that compelling vision that you put into people's hands so they can give to you. And they will give if you do this. Key number 4. This is the specific ask. Ask for exactly what you want. Do not be vague. Your ask page may look like this. Step 1, Be a part of my prayer team. We need 300 emails that we're going to send an email out once a week telling you exactly what we're praying for and what's next in our launch. And we want you to be a part of that. Will you? Email, put your email here, put your name here. It's an exact ask. Step 2, come to the next interest meeting. Text or call me the date for the next interest meeting, and we are going to contact you and make sure you are there. Put your text message, phone number here, put your name here. It's an exact ask. Step 3, be a part of our core team. The core team meets at my house once a month, and we're going to build the mission, the vision frame, and we're going to plan each month. Are you in? Blank. Name, phone number. You're specifically asking them, do they want to join that team? Step 4, give to make this happen. Monthly commitment amount, blank. One-time extravagant gift amount, blank. You're specifically asking for something. Step 5, connect me with 2 people that need to hear about this. Maybe they're not going to be able to do it, but they know 2 people who could join this launch. So then you put name, email, phone number, person 1, person 2. You see, the specific ask is there. You're not vague in any way, like, hey, just pray for this. Hey, if you want to be a part of it, think about it, pray about it. That's what a lot of people do. Don't be like that. The more you get to the point, the more positive response you're going to get. Key number 5, have a budget. People don't want to give money to someone who is bad with money. You have to show a well-organized budget, show that you know how to do a budget, and show your mission and vision that's within your budget that you create. People want to see that you can handle a budget before they're going to give you money. If you plan a strategic growth budget to reach your vision frame and what you're trying to accomplish, then you may get those visionaries that join you with the big gifts to make it happen. Those visionaries, the big gifts, come when they see that you can handle money. Use your budget to create excitement and vision, and you'll raise far more money. As the leader, do not hand the budget planning off to anyone else. It is part of the vision of what you are launching. Key donors will want to know that you have your pulse on your budget before they give. And it will hamper everything you do the next year if you're not strategically involved. You want to keep perfect records. I have met so many leaders that joke about this area. They say, I can't find receipts. I'm so bad with receipts. Well, then I'm not going to give you my money because you're not good with it. Do not joke about money. People care about this issue. They may smile, they may give a little, but real donations come to those who are open and keep perfect books for everyone to see. No secrets. Have multiple eyes on the money. Never let one person control one part of the money. Use outside sources for audits. The entire thing that you're launching can immediately be destroyed if you mess this up. Finances usually reflect the health of an organization, and big donors know this, so they check this area often. Final key. Key number 6, make it easy. Have you ever tried to give to an organization and you couldn't figure out how to do it? I have. It literally happened to me the other day. And how long do you keep trying? I got about 3 pages into the website and I wanted to give and I gave up because I'm like, well, whatever. If it's this hard, just do not make giving hard. If it costs you money to open a bank account, you do that on day 1. If it costs you money to open a giving site, you do that on day 2. If it costs you money for people to use a credit card, you do that. Last week, I literally went into a donut shop to get a donut. The donut was $2, which seems extremely high for a donut, but whatever, I'm there, I picked it out, I want it. I hand her my credit card. Why? Because I don't carry cash. And she says it's going to be an extra 50 cents for my credit card use. I take my card back and I walked out of the store. Maybe it's a little extreme, but I'm thinking, you've already gouged me on the donut price, and now you want to make it hard for me to give you my money? I'm done. There's a donut shop on every corner of this town because it's not that hard to make a donut. So if you're going to make paying a chore, I'll just go somewhere else. Don't make the same mistake as a church. If it costs you money to build a giving station for those that don't have a credit card, do it. Do whatever it takes to make giving easy. With the church, I would announce every week that we have 7 ways to give to make sure that we had everyone covered. I'd tell them the offering bag's going to go by. You can drop cash. In the back of the room, there's a box if you don't want people to see what you give. There's an envelope in the seat in front of you to put a check into. There's a credit card slip on the flap of the envelope if you want to use a credit card. There's a credit card machine in the back of the room. If you want to use your chip or slide your credit card, it's available for you. The website, you can immediately give from page 1. You can text message this number right now and give. We made it extremely easy for people to give. We were not going to lose someone because we made it hard. So now let's start raising money and make this a reality. Make our launch a reality. When you tell compelling stories, people will give. When you give ways for people to partner, people will give. When you tell a compelling vision, people will give. When you specifically ask, people will give. When you have a clear and compelling budget, people will give. When you make it easy, people will give. So what are you waiting for? Let's do this. Next time we'll be talking about H, which is home groups. Can't wait. We'll see you then.